Joining us now, the defending Conference USA champions, the Tulsa Golden Hurricane, and also their head coach, Bill Blankenship, and star running back, Trey Watts. Gentlemen, good to have you with us today.
Good to be here, Ron.
Coach, let's talk about last year, because you not only did that, you beat Iowa State in a bowl game. And to get there, you had to beat Central Florida twice in a couple of years, or a couple of weeks. Yeah. Impressive ending to the season.
Our guys really played well at the end. We got some breaks when we needed to, but Central Florida is an outstanding football team. To beat them twice like you said, in a 2-week window, tough. Fortunately, we had them at home, and then got a chance to redeem ourselves a little bit with our opening season loss to Iowa State, with getting a rematch with them in the Liberty Bowl. So all worked out well for us at the end, but thanks to guys like this one, and we got a team full, but players that are understanding what it takes to give us a chance to win.
Trey, let's talk about that first conference title since 2005, tied a school record with 11 victories. What did that mean to you last season?
I mean, it was just awesome to just finish the season on the right note, send those seniors off, their last game in Conference USA, and just to get them a win and send them out, and just the reaction you saw on everybody's faces after we just got the job done and got that win was just pretty special.
So now when your dad throws up the Big 8 championship ring, you can throw up the conference. There you go. Okay, just want to make sure that you let him know that you've got one too now. It's not just, he's not the only one in the family.
Yeah, it's nice.
One of the reasons I saw the improvement with your team, and correct me if I'm wrong, throughout the season, was Cody Green. Beginning of the year, didn't seem like he was the Cody Green that we saw at the end of the year. Is that a fair statement?
I think it's very fair. Ron, one of the things that we dealt with Cody is we've had a pretty good run of quarterbacks at the University of Tulsa, and he just didn't look like what we'd had. He's not what I call a pretty finesse guy, but he is a tremendous leader, and I think he developed a little more chemistry with our receivers as it went on. We figured out, I did a better job of coaching him as it went on, of figuring out what he does well, and letting him, get in the comfort zone. But we're excited to have him back for another role.
Well, not only that, you have Cody Green, you have some Garrett at wide receiver, you have some great wide receivers. But the fact, Trey, that you've got this 1-2 punch at running back with yourself and Jatarian Douglas, that has to keep our defenses really off base, don't they?
I mean, definitely. And it all starts with that offensive line. We got a whole bunch of great guys up there. When you have Jake Alexander pulling for you, it's easy to run the ball. And, he would just, like you said, stars out at wide receiver, playmakers in the backfield, and, you just can't key on any one person. And so that just makes our offense really hard to stop.
Yeah, but he only got the ball when it was inside the 5-yard line, so,
Yeah, Alex taking about 800 touchdowns in a year, so.
Coach, talk about your defense, because Brett Guy did an incredible job. You were a very aggressive defense last year, 110 tackles for a loss. That's a pretty big number.
Very productive, and I love the way Coach Guy gets them playing. We really believe in an aggressive attacking style, but they're very consistent, and they play with really good fundamentals. We were blessed last year, and maybe spoiled a little bit, that we had a really veteran group. A lot of guys that had been previous starters, but also several that had maybe started 2, 3, had 25, 30 starts under their belt. Right. We're going to be a lot younger this year. We graduated 8 of those. Got several back, though, that contributed and were part of the. It's not like they're starting from scratch. I think we're going to be really talented, but the thing you just can't diminish is they just haven't played as much, and so there's going to be a little learning curve. I think we're going to have to let experience build a little bit, but I think he's got the tools to maybe have a really good defense by the end of the season.
But doesn't he have to sort of identify the new playmakers on defense?
Always, and I think that's true in every season. Even when we return 8 starters on offense, we'll have a different personality. And I think defensively, same idea. We've gotten some of those guys graduated, but Sean Jackson returns. He was the Liberty Bowl MVP. Marco Nelson was a freshman All-American, and he returns in the secondary. So we've got a nucleus, but we're going to have to see the Brenham Todds and the Derek Alexanders, and those guys will have to make a name for themselves, whereas last year they were just the backups. Derek Lujan just would roll in at defensive tackle. Well, now he's going to have to, carry that lion's share of it, and the same way with some of the other players. But I feel good about the group. I just think it's going to take them a little bit of a while at the beginning, but I think we can still be pretty good on D.
I don't think there's any question, no matter what level you talk to coaches, maintaining championship is a lot more difficult than chasing a championship. Was that a message you have stressed in the spring?
Well, Trey will verify it. We've talked about it a lot. I like using the phrase, you can't live on the past. And I always tell them, I say, you want to live there, you want to think about the past, do all that, you just won't live there very long. But can we build on that success? Absolutely. I think what it does as much as anything for us is it gives us some reality to our dreams and our goals. I mean, they've seen it, they've accomplished it. Now I think there's an expectation that we can do that. The challenge is, will we be as hungry? Will we work as hard? And I think all of those factors are reasons that nationally, across the board, you don't get a lot of repeats. I mean, statistically, it's just hard to do. And so, we realize that maybe that's the chip we'll have on our shoulder, is to prove that we have what it takes to make a run and repeat.
We have about 30 seconds. Agree with him on that?
I do. I mean, you have the target on your back. Everybody knows you won the conference last year, so they're going to come in wanting to beat the reigning conference champion, and so it just makes it where they're going to play that much harder, and it's going to be that much harder of a game to win.
Now, I'm good friends with offensive coordinator Greg Peterson. A little something, I'll get you the ball more.
I'll keep that in mind.
Okay, Trey, Coach Bill, always a pleasure, my friend.
man.
Good seeing
Thank
you.
you.
Best of luck this year. We'll be back.